Okay, round number 1 of this M13 sealed. And our opponent has won the die roll, but is deciding if he would like to go first or not. I usually default to going first in a new format and kind of wait until I have some evidence or reasoning before I decide to draw. There have been formats that I've done that in pretty regularly. I think it's something, it's just one of those little sort of check boxes that you have, I think, at the beginning of a format where you're like, I don't really know yet. And since I don't really know yet, I just default. I think, you know, your default setting should be to go first. All right, what do we got? We got an unsummon, a ring, a force mage, and an invocation. Yeah, that's a keep. And yeah, this seems fine. Obviously need some lands. There's one. Okay. We could unsummon something here, but it's doubtful. It would have to be something pretty impressive for us to just unsummon it. And yeah, nothing. All right. And we'll play a ring out. Unlikely to unsummon anyway. We're just going to run the force mage out there and then see if we draw a land or not. If we do and it's an island, probably just go for invocation and begin the beats. If not, then we'll play a Baloth. And if not, again, ooh, there's a rummaging goblin. Okay, switcheroo is not what we wanted. Sure, force mage into the empty board. Let's do it. So we give this to this. This gives us a play for next turn. That rummaging goblin is going to be a pain for sure, but I am curious. Well, the big question is here: are we drawing a land? If we do, then we're pretty active here. We get to spiked Baloth. Yeah, it opens up a lot of doors for us. If we don't, then we're basically just going to equip. All right, wow, he threw away his own ring. He must be looking for something. He's got Jundatron here already, so I'm not really sure what he's searching for land-wise. I don't think that killing our force mage is really a priority for him. Yeah, walking corpse is fine. Let's just do that. All right, so we did hit a land. It was not one of the lands that we really considered, but I think that I would rather just use up my mana here and play a spiked Baloth and just say go. I don't really want to trade the force mage because I can put the ring on that and give it trample and kind of wait it out, and it's just going to eventually become something that he has to deal with. What do you got? A ravenous rats. Okay. I think I'm going to pitch the switcheroo here. My main reasoning being that, like, he so far hasn't even presented anything that we want, and our creatures are just better than his. So I'm just going to discard the switcheroo. I mean, I might regret that later, but I do have an unsummon to keep some big bomb off of our back. All right, so we hit a recluse, which is actually pretty fine here because we can cast it and we can also equip to something. Yeah, so let's get a recluse down. And then do we want to equip to the Baloth or to the force mage? That is the question here. If I attack with both of these creatures, you bet. If we attack with both, then he'll trade off the walking corpse for the spiked Baloth. We don't really want to do that. So yeah, let's equip here. Oh, it's only one, right? I don't know why I thought it was two. Did I miss one? I don't think I did, but okay. And we're just going to say go. Maybe I should trade off the... No, I think any creature I have is actually pretty sweet. All right, so he's going to Searing Spear or Baloth probably. Yeah, he wants to wait till end step, though, so I don't re-equip. So I think I just let that happen. I could unsummon it. Maybe unsummoning it's actually correct. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Well, that's our main threat right now, and it's also like a pretty reasonable long-term plan for us. All right, he is hitting his lands. If we hit a land, we're just going to slam the slime and kill this, but sure, we take two. I don't want to trade either of my green creatures for it when I'm holding a ring. All right, so we did hit. So the question here becomes, do we take out his swamp, which is clearly his splash, or do you take out a mountain in case he has a turn to slag that he can get us with a Ring of Colonia? I don't know the answer to that question. I think I'm going to attack first, though. All right, so we get in there, and then, yeah, I'm going to take out the swamp. I just feel like he could draw. I think his mana is, as it sits, it's red, red. Oh, maybe I was wrong there. Actually, I might just be turning off more cards in his deck this way anyway, though, so that's probably good. Okay, so we hit another unsummon. We still haven't hit that second, that critical second source here, but I think I'm just going to ship my team in, and then he can trade off if he wants, and then I can play the Spike Baloth and equip to whatever is still standing because all my guys are green. He's going to get to trade off something here, and I think that I'd rather keep some pressure on him while he's dirtling around with his Rummaging Goblin. All right, so that happens. Play a Spike Baloth, and I think I'm just going to equip to the Force Mage here. Or maybe... Yeah, I'll equip it to the Force Mage, because that way I'll have 2 Tramplers to attack him with, and this forces him to play a creature. Oh, that's a creature. So this thing's going to get bigger. We draw a Searing Spear, which is a nice rip here. So let's just unsummon right now and just get the big tempo hit in here. This Searing Spear definitely can go to the dome. As it stands, if he double blocks, okay, he's not even going to bother double blocking though. If he was going to put both creatures in front of my Spike Baloth, then I would have killed one of his dudes instead. Yeah, I think I'd rather have 2 4-power Tramplers coming in. That way he can't chump block one. He can put one in front of the spider. I guess if I move this here, then he can't block it with a spider, but... All right, so another one. What is this? This is... Oh, flames for 3. Yeah, I can't do anything. All right. And we hit a Courser. That's a pretty nice rip right there. I still think, though, that I like probably putting the ring on the Recluse here. It doesn't actually change damage, and I think I'd actually rather have it on the Courser, though, by the end of the turn. 1, 2, 3. I won't be able to cast Searing Spear anyway. I'm assuming that he has a Searing Spear. If he doesn't, then he's just dead. So let's just see if he's dead first, and then we'll figure out what we want to do with the ring. It's just that, like, getting that spider down seemed like a pretty nice play for him, stabilization-wise. All right, so he's going to take 4 here. Is there any life gain that I can think of? No. Let's just kill him. All right. So we got a little hung up on mana there, but we had enough spells to get him as he kind of worked through his deck. We saw some powerful stuff from his side, however. But our deck isn't particularly susceptible to it. I think we're okay. Switcheroo, we certainly didn't see anything amazing. We saw that spider, but I'm wondering if I'd rather just run something like a negate to try to take out like a removal spell of his. I definitely don't want that one. This one I would consider, but it doesn't go in our deck. The other unsummon is pretty good versus him. Our flyers are less good. Let's just give this a shot again. I could see making a few changes, but I didn't see anything that really jumped out at me. That's a keep. He's going to need the spider now. We're just going to turn 4 Invocation him and see what it does. And we're going to get foil tokens too, I might add. Corpse, sure. Ooh, a little spice there. I am just going to run the Force Mage out on turn 3. And he has a visionary. Annoying, but certainly fine. You know, we're not getting beaten down here, so. And there's a switcheroo. Switcheroo definitely could come into play here later in the game. Absolutely can have an effect, especially when we can just dump over a stupid Force Mage to him. He plays his own Force Mage. He's going to get in for... Well, I think we're just going to trade here, actually. Yeah, I just want to trade off. I like having a switcheroo target for later, but so far he just really hasn't shown us that much. We're going to be fairly stable here with the Talrand's Invocation. And we can definitely try to control this game until we hit Staff of Nin. If it survives, then you know, we're in the driver's seat for sure. He's going to Mind Rot us. I think I'm going to pitch Island Switcheroo because I don't think, like, based on what we've seen, that Switcheroo is going to be like super important because we can just grind him out anyway. We could just pitch Island and just hope to draw the land, but I really want to, like, I want to keep my land mace moving because I want to hit that staff as quickly as possible. I like the Spiked Baloth here, although I could see pitching that as well. All right, you can see what our poor opponent says here. He says, last game also no swamps. Now he's got all swamps. Spiked Baloth is certainly not remarkable here. It just trades for his Force Mage. Okay, I'm going to pitch the Spiked Baloth. The question is, am I keeping both lands? I think keeping one land is fair. So I'm going to do this and a Spiked Baloth. I like that choice. You got a Rats too, buddy? That would be pretty annoying. All right. Normally I wouldn't trade, but with the Staff of Nin in hand, I'm fine to just let this game go as long as possible. He's going to play a Farseek. Okay. And there's an Acidic Slime kind of right on time. So let's... yeah, let's still hit this. I think that's correct. All right, beatdowns. And then if he plays something huge here, we can switcheroo it for a Drake. If he doesn't and we hit a land, then we can Staff of Nin. All right, he did play something huge. But we also hit Staff of Nin. All right, so we've got some decisions to make here. I think that I like switcherooing here. That being said, if we wait, he'll probably use up his turn just to kill our stupid Drake. Okay, let's attack. I think that I do just like switcherooing here, actually. Getting the staff down doesn't really change this board that much, and it does lose our Drake. If we switcheroo right now, we give him the Drake, and we take the Spider, which is obviously better. I shouldn't have played that land, probably, although I'm going to have to anyway, but let's do that. So in change, okay, so target creature and target creature. Yoink. If he plays Rats, though, I'm going to just, like, flip my desk. Yay. Oh, he quit before we even got our staff down. I know, I'm a little disappointed, I can't lie. All right, so that wasn't really much. I mean, we kind of just smashed, to be honest. So we'll see if we get a little bit more of a spicy game in the next round.